Hello players, back in April of this year, 2021, Logitech announced that they would be discontinuing their line of universal remotes, and the internet and me was pretty upset about it. But is there anything really good enough that can replace the Logitech Harmony remotes? Okay, so Logitech arguably make the best consumer universal remotes on the planet, or they did. And while they have stopped manufacturing new remotes, you can still buy them and they are still supported. Logitech also said in April that they would continue supporting existing customers and keep their cloud services online. And while that all sounds nice and peachy, as soon as Logitech decides support is costing them too many eddies, they will pull the plug and your device is e-waste. Bummer. So can any universal remotes out there take the crown from Logitech? Well, first we need to take a look at what the Harmony Elite remote had under its hood. It had infrared, Wi-Fi, voice control, Bluetooth, more on that later, the most impressive code database, and, like most devices of this nature, a clunky app, which won't be updated anytime soon. But Bluetooth was an absolute game changer, for me at least. It allowed me to control my home theater PC and Kodi, and the Wi-Fi allowed a hack which meant with some tinkering it could be unofficially paired with Home Assistant to control a limited amount of things in your DIY smart home, but that really took some effort. But unfortunately its code database is cloud-based and will probably never be updated again, which means that as newer devices come out, they are much less likely to be supported. And while I think there's a couple of years of life left in the Harmony line, the writing is on the wall and the contenders are ready. Enter the YIO Remote 2, which could quite possibly be the best universal remote on the planet. And anyone who has a home theater or media console, home theater PC or smart home should be very excited. So it has Wi-Fi, Bluetooth and infrared. All of the buttons are fully customizable, so far we're off to a good start. And it has a gorgeous high-resolution OLED display and a battery which should last you a few days. And you set up the remote with an app. There's no app. Wait, there's no app? I know, that's right players. All of the logic, all of the commands to set up, everything will be performed on the remote itself locally. No cloud, no subscription, no BS. And honestly, local control has always been best for reliability and in case a company decides they want to stop making remotes in the future. Logitech. And straight out of the gate on day one, both the remote and the smart charging dock will have an open API. So if you're into that, you should know how excited you should be. And unlike some others who close their APIs with updates. Logitech TP-Link. Oh, sorry, I had a bit of a corporate greed in my chest there. Along with the open API, also on day one, it will have a working integration with Home Assistant. Many companies don't like you using your own home smart solution, and some go as far to stop you to try from using it altogether. So it's refreshing to see support from Home Assistant straight away, and support coming for Homey Pro, OpenHab, Habitat, IO Broker, that's the one, HomeKit, Matter, in the future, if they're not ready by launch. If you're not familiar with Home Assistant, it is a central hub to control all of your smart and sometimes dumb devices in one place and allows them to interact with each other. I'll drop some links in the comments from other creators who are Home Assistant experts. But what that means is, if you have a device that works in Home Assistant, you will be able to control it with the YIO Remote 2. Awesome. So you can use the remote in two ways. You can directly control devices and services like Sonos, Spotify, or infrared devices with the dock's built-in infrared, and we'll have more on the dock later. Or you can connect to a home automation system like Home Assistant and control the devices through that. Or a combination of both, which makes the combinations and possibilities near endless. It will come with a charging dock which has Bluetooth and Wi-Fi built in, along with infrared learning and blasting capabilities, or via an infrared extender connected to the 3.5mm jack on the back. So the hub is very much akin to the functionality of the Logitech hub in that regard. The charging dock will keep the integrated battery fully charged so you are always ready to go. But what happens when the battery finally gives up the ghost? I mean, is it just e-waste again, Buzz? Well, I hear your thoughts, and No, the battery is user replaceable. So take notes, Apple, Samsung, Microsoft, Logitech, Sony, Google, and LG. User replaceable, and on top of that, while the initial infrared code database will probably not be as comprehensive as Logitech's, it will be community driven, so users will be able to add their own IR codes to the database and it can grow forever. Oh, I just want to hold it now. But we can't. The Kickstarter will hopefully launch very soon, probably within the next couple of weeks, if it's not out already. I'll drop a pinned comment when it launches, but as with all Kickstarter campaigns, approach with just a little bit of caution, as they all do come with some degree of risk. Hopefully this will be part of your research. They have previously had a successful project on Kickstarter for the first YIO remote, which was a DIY kit based on a Raspberry Pi. I mean, I've spoken with the creator and I am very confident that they will deliver. In speaking with the creator, he let me in on a few other features that are not listed on their website yet. There will be profiles with pin protection, which is awesome for kids or hiding your Barry White button from guests. Rooms is another feature. You can add as many rooms as you want and even associate a Bluetooth tag to the remote that will automatically switch to the room that you are in, which is pretty cool. So the Kickstarter is very soon, if not already, and they plan to ship it in Q2 next year. For price, they are targeting around 360 to 400 euros, which is about $450 or £325, which puts it right in line of where the Harmony Elite used to sit. I am very excited and will be keeping a close eye on this one, and as soon as I can get my hands on one, I will let you know, so get subscribed for that. And thanks for watching. If you would like to support this channel, which would help me get videos out in a more timely fashion, there is a super thanks or buy me a coffee button. If you like this, there's a universal symbol of approval for expressing that emotion. And until next time, keep playing and be excellent to each other.